literally just plug that into the front, plug your USB in, and then you've got your standard Apple dock connector. You can connect, like if you've got a iPod, anything like that, you can plug it in, and then all of your controls go through the amplifier, and you change tracks using your amplifier remote. That's the one you get with it. Buttons are quite small, but I don't tend to use it, to be honest, because one of the cool features about this amplifier is the fact you can get an app on your phone which is called iControl AV2. It's a free download. Click on there. You've then got these four main windows. The main one I use is obviously Control. You can then, if you can see, I can turn the volume up and down through my iPhone, which is pretty handy rather than having to use a remote all the time, because I've always got a phone with me. You can turn the amplifier on and off from your phone, like so. You can also choose what source you want to be using. So if I turn it back on, I can then switch between PS3, Sky HD, Xbox, AirPlay, tuner, iPod USB, TV sat, and all of these items on here, if you do want to customise any, you can. It's quite easy to rename them. You just go into the menus and then you can change them from there. So that's why I just gave them a name that corresponds to the actual device that they're connected to. If I go back to go back here, I can then also change the sound that the device will be using. So if I'm connected to iPod or AirPlay, I will just use stereo, so it's only using my these two Mission front speakers. And then if it's currently on TV, I believe, or Sky HD, so that's currently set up to use Dolby Pro Logic 2 Movie. You can set it to auto, whatever you want. And then you've got all the different sound settings as well, direct, or you can have other, which gives you extra function. You've then got video converter on off if you want to change that, and we've also got, it's telling me that the speakers that are currently being used, obviously nothing's being used at the moment, so I've got nothing playing, and then it's got the output, so it'll tell you what the input is and it'll tell you what the output is of your speakers, because they're flashing. I don't know whether you can see that through here. It's just letting you know that's 5.1 is going to be the output at the moment, and same for the video, tells you I'm using HDMI, what resolution it would be, aspect ratio, so on and so forth, and then that's the input, and then there's the output. Now the Skybox only outputs at 1080i. By going HDMI to the amplifier will then upscale that to 1080p, and likewise for the Xbox over component, it only supports 1080i over component, but because it's going from 1080i component to the amplifier then upgrades that signal to 1080p. So if I go on to my Xbox, it's not turned on at the moment, but if I go to Sky, turn on Sky, make sure on my phone that's what I'm connected to, so I'll just click on Sky HD, go back here, go info, I can go to video down here, and you can see the input is 1080i, 16.9 aspect ratio. If we go to output, it's not outputting anything at the moment because my TV's off. I'll just switch the TV on. It'll update and just say that the resolution will be 1080p, because that's how I've set it up. There's also an installation disc you get with it that only runs on PC, unfortunately. It doesn't run on a Mac. But you plug it into your PC and it runs through a wizard. It connects to your router, because the amplifier has got an Ethernet port on it, and then from your PC you tell it what speakers you've got connected to it, what devices you've got connected to it, and then it installs all of the devices for you, programs them all, and then does the calibration as well. So you can see on my phone now, the phone app, I can get it to focus. It is 1080, 50 frames per second, and it's progressive, 16.9. So, and go back to the audio, you can see the input signal is PCM, and the output is currently Dolby Pro Logic 2 Movie. So it is a really nice bit of kit, really chuffed with it. I don't have this plugged in because I just use the AirPlay, but this iPod has got a sync of, is synced with my home PC, which has got all my music on it, which is probably in the excess of 40 gig, so that's why I have that next to it, just in case there's a certain song on my PC's not on, I can still have access to my whole iTunes library. But I think that pretty much covers it. It's 150 watts per channel. It's got the MCACC calibration setup, which comes in pretty useful, and it's potentially 7.1 as well, although I've only got 5.1. The 7.1 function is there. You can either use that for the additional 2 surround sound speakers to take it to 7.1, or it's also got another function on it which is called Zone 2, so you can have music playing in multiple rooms in your house, whether that's a single speaker per room, or if you want stereo speakers in another room. I was thinking about putting just one speaker out in the garden, possibly one in the kitchen, but I'll probably wait until later on in the year before I do that. But it's got plenty of adaptability, and especially the AirPlay function is just, it's brilliant. Just go through, like I said before, you can adjust all your sound levels from here, go to your music, flick through your iTunes library, select anything you want, like that, tap on there, choose a song, and then you can just go back again, just choose the amplifier, and then it takes a little while for it to switch back over, but I suppose it must buffer it a little bit, and it's switched back over on the amplifier there. It's gone to back to AirPlay, and then again you get the album artwork on your TV if you want it. If not, just turn your TV off. But great bit of kit, highly recommend it, and I hope this has been helpful.